Hey guys, it's Mahel here, and today I'm going to be talking to you about why I chose the University of Manchester, and especially above the 5 other universities that I've received an offer for to study a master's degree in the UK. But before we get into the video, if you're new here or if you haven't done so already, then make sure to click the subscribe button and click the bell to turn all post notifications on so that you don't miss out on a single video as soon as it goes live. Also, if you want access to exclusive perks such as being able to message me directly on Instagram to ask questions, or to be able to play games with me on platforms such as PC, PS4, PS5 and more, then make sure you become a channel member today. You can do so by clicking the join button below this video, and it only costs £5 a month. Without further ado, let's get into today's video, and I'm going to be talking to you about why I chose the University of Manchester. But before I do, I'm going to quickly provide you with an overview of my master's degree applications, as some of you may be new here. So I applied to 9 different universities, all of which were within the Russell Group, and 8 out of 9 of those were in the top 100 in the world according to QS 2022, with the exception being York University. So the 9 universities that I applied to, I do have a list in front of me, were the University of Oxford, the University of Birmingham and King's College London. So those were the 3 that I got rejected from, and the 6 that I got offers from were the University of Manchester, which I accepted, the University of Bristol, the University of Leeds, the University of Sheffield, the University of York and the University of Warwick. So 6 offers, 3 rejections, 9 applications in total. And you might be wondering, with all of those applications, why did you choose Manchester specifically? And I'm going to be breaking it down into 5 reasons, which are as follows: the university's reputation, the course and department, the city, affordability and YouTube. You might be wondering, YouTube, what do you mean, Mahel? I'm going to cover that last, but do keep an eye out for that, as I am so optimistic about that part in particular. So we're going to kick off the 5 reasons why I chose the University of Manchester with the university's reputation. In the past year or so, the university has faced some massive controversies, which I won't get into in this video, but a quick look on Google will tell you more about it. However, that being said, the University of Manchester does still maintain its position as one of the world's most prestigious universities. In the QS World Rankings, from memory, I believe it is joint 27th, and in other world rankings, you can find the University of Manchester as 6th in the UK, and also still one of the top universities in the world. The University of Manchester's rankings is much better than the University of Nottingham's rankings, where I graduated from BSc Hons Management with a 2-1, where with the University of Manchester you will consistently find it top 10 in the UK and top 100 in the world. However, with the University of Nottingham, it's currently 103rd in the QS World Rankings and in the top 20 in the UK, versus obviously Manchester consistently being 6th in the UK across multiple rankings, and of course even top 50 in the world. Now, of course, these league tables don't mean everything. However, the University of Manchester is a globally recognized university. You can ask students from other countries about the University of Manchester and they will most likely recognize that name. Similar to, for example, how I would recognize UCLA in America, or the University of Amsterdam, for example, in Amsterdam, or even the University of Groningen, which I now know about. If you ask people about, for example, let's say the University of Nottingham or Loughborough University, not as many people may know about it than they would about Manchester, and that just goes to show how prestigious this university is and how globally recognised it is. And this is especially helpful for my end goal, which is to work abroad, whether it be for the British government or for an organisation that is non-British, somewhere in, for example, America, Canada, Australia, etc. Next up, we're going to be talking about the course and the department. So MA Political Science, Governance and Public Policy is what I'm going to be studying from September 2021, and this is offered by the School of Politics, which is under the School of Social Sciences. Now, the School of Politics at the University of Manchester is one of the largest in the country according to their website, and generally the politics department is very well recognized and has a lot of research within it that is high tier, and I am confident that I'm going to be in good hands studying a degree from this department and from the school. But not only this, when you dive more into the course itself, MA Political Science, Governance and Public Policy, there are some very interesting modules on offer. For example, you could study about capitalisms, you could study about political parties in contemporary Britain, I think it's called something like that, and you can also study about global governance. And so it not only prepares you for politics within the UK, but also across the world. And whilst I would say the modules aren't as interesting as some of the ones that were offered by the University of Warwick, where the University of Warwick offered modules on the CIA, for example, they still are very appealing to me, and there are modules that I would be happy studying, so all is good there. Not only that, when you take a look at the assessment methods at the University of Manchester, they are basically either coursework or group work. There are no written exams, meaning that you don't have to sit in an exam hall doing an exam, and I love that because I hate exams. I love my coursework, and I just love being able to do work over a period of time rather than trying to remember as much as I can and being under time pressure. With coursework, of course, you get weeks to do it, you get your materials right next to you, and you could read along as you do it, or of course prepare before and still have some materials whilst you do your work. I feel coursework is less pressure intensive and overall just better for myself. This is in contrast to, for example, King's College London, where I did get rejected from, where you do have exams, and a couple of other universities that I applied for, I believe, do also have exams. So I'm very happy that the course at the University of Manchester that I'm going to be studying does not have any exams at all. The next reason why I chose the University of Manchester is the city. Now, Manchester has been described as the next up-and-coming London. In fact, you'll find many boutique companies or even massive fast fashion brands such as Boohoo and more moving to Manchester, and a lot of London companies even are starting to either set up new offices in Manchester or simply relocate to Manchester altogether. And so there is massive potential there, not only for the future after I graduate, if I wanted to stick around in the city and get a job there, but also during my time as a student. You may have heard of the Curry Mile. This is actually the nickname given for a road called Winslow Road, which I'm going to be living next to because my accommodation, which I've sorted now, thankfully, is next to that road. And across that road is a lot of, as you can guess, curry takeaways and also restaurants, and a lot of cheap but amazing food. That road is very recognised across the country, because I even said to my brother, oh, I'm going to be living near a road called Winslow Road, and he was like, oh, Wimmy Road. And I was thinking to myself, I've never even heard of that nickname. He's never even been to Manchester, so I don't know how he's heard of that, but it just goes to show how recognised the Curry Mile is. But not only that, when you step into the city centre, of course, you've got so many things to do, whether it be eating out, going for coffee, or even going out. So there are, as a big city, and one that I believe is roughly the size of Birmingham, but slightly smaller than London, and with multiple universities and colleges within the city, not only is it a prosperous city, but it's also a massive student city, and that, I believe, appeals to me and will be the one for me. Fourth on the list is affordability. Manchester is in the north of England. There is a stereotype, and to be honest, it is quite true, that the north is much cheaper than the south. I'm from the south, I'm from Kent, I'm right next to London, and so what I was used to back in Nottingham, for example, is quite different to what I'm used to now that I'm back at home. However, I've looked at some of the prices of things such as Ubers and food in Manchester, and not only is some of it cheaper than Nottingham, which was already very cheap, but some of it, if it isn't cheaper, it's roughly the same price as Nottingham, which is great, because as a student, of course, especially as a postgraduate student, money is a bit tight because you don't get as much of a loan with postgraduate than you do with undergraduate. And so you want to go somewhere that is affordable and somewhere where you don't have to worry about your finances as much, so that you can focus on your studies. And so taking a look at these things such as daily living, obviously the luxury and the luxury of being able to go out, socialize, or even like ordinary things like Ubers and takeaways and whatever else, everything looked good in terms of prices. And so when you look at a city that looks great but is also very affordable, linking point 3 and 4, I really am excited to be moving there. And it's only 3 weeks from recording this video that I'm going to be moving there, so do expect many videos at the University of Manchester. Last but not least is YouTube. Earlier I mentioned this and you might be thinking, what? How does this even begin to factor into your plans for why you want to study at the University of Manchester? Well, given the University of Manchester is globally recognised, it's one of the largest universities by student numbers in the country, and also the city itself is a massive student city with Manchester Metropolitan University, Salford University, Edge Hill University and more. The potential for YouTube is massive. Not only will I be able to cover videos at the University of Manchester talking about a master's degree and anything else, campus life, nightlife, or even just general student life, I'll also be able to cover life in Manchester, not only as a student but just as a general person. And so when it comes to the YouTube channel, the possibilities for vlogging and advice videos are endless and much bigger than they were at Nottingham. And obviously I did 3 years at Nottingham, so it got to a point where I didn't really have much to create regarding Nottingham or the University of Nottingham. But going to a new city for a year, it's like a fresh start again, and I'm so excited to soon bring you these videos because wow. When I show you some of the stuff that I've heard goes on in Manchester, you're going to be like, that is pretty insane, Mahel. And when I took a look at some of the videos that other YouTubers have done at the University of Manchester, yes, there are a few vlogs here and there, but I don't think there is, to my knowledge, an established University of Manchester YouTuber. And so that is also a potential for myself because I can penetrate a market and become the market leader. When you combine obviously the reasons of 2, 3 and 4, I can show you things like what studying politics degree is like at the University of Manchester, student life, nightlife, places to eat, places to go out, and also how to apply for the university. And so there are so many videos that I can create for this YouTube channel, and I think it will be beneficial not only for myself to go to University of Manchester in terms of career prospects, but also for my YouTube channel. I do already have some thoughts in my head for content ideas, and that's why, if you haven't already, then you should click the subscribe button and click the bell to turn all post notifications on so that you don't miss out on one of these videos as soon as it goes live. Now I'm going to wrap up this video by talking about whether I'm upset about any of the rejections, so from the University of Oxford, King's College London and the University of Birmingham, and if I didn't get into the University of Manchester, would I have been happy going to any of the 5 other universities that I got offers from? So with the rejections, I'm not really upset other than with King's College London. I'm slightly upset with King's College London because I paid £70 to apply, whereas all of the other 8 universities that I applied for, I didn't have to pay a single penny. So to get rejected after paying £70 and with them not replying now for a refund, I'm generally a bit annoyed at them and also upset that it seems like they've run away with my money. But we're going to see about that and see if I can get my £70 back. But on the flip side, the actual reason for why I'm a bit upset is because University of Manchester is a bit far. It's a 4-hour drive from home, whereas King's College London I could probably get to in about 50 minutes by TfL. And so if I were to go to King's College London, I would have been close to home. Again, it's a very prestigious university and it generally would have been great to go there. But that's not to say that I'm not happy to go to University of Manchester. Would I have been happy to go to any of my other 5 universities that I got offers from if I didn't get an offer from the University of Manchester? The answer is yes. The University of Warwick I was strongly considering until I got an offer from the University of Manchester, and the University of Sheffield I was very strongly considering until I thought, you know what, let's go for Warwick. So out of those 5 other universities that I got offers from, I would have been happy going to 2 of them. Leeds I think is a great university, however the course that I applied for wasn't what I wanted to study in the end. I realised that I applied for the wrong course, and so that became a bit of a problem there. The University of York was basically a backup and just test out the waters with if I can get an offer, then I'm going to apply for the other universities. And the University of Bristol, again, great university, very prestigious, I think 59th in QS World Rankings. However, the cost of living in Bristol is ridiculous. I mean ridiculous. The cheapest accommodation that I could see was something like 7 grand. Whereas the cheapest accommodation that I could see in Manchester was something like 4.7 grand. I'm paying 5.3 for mine, but you can imagine the difference. So whilst the fees were cheap at Bristol, the cost of living was absurd, and that's why I didn't want to go for it. But that is going to be it for the video, guys and girls. I hope this has been insightful and shown to you why I wanted to go to the University of Manchester and why I will be going there in September. If you did enjoy this video, then make sure you leave a like, comment below and subscribe, and click the bell to turn all post notifications on so that you don't miss out on a single video as soon as it goes live. Make sure to follow me on my social media. That's at Mahel on Snapchat, TikTok and Instagram, at MahelX on Twitter, and official Mahel on Facebook. Let me know in the comments below what other videos you'd like to see from me. I am thinking of doing a career series around October time, so if there are any particular videos you'd like to see from me, for example applying for internships, applying for graduate jobs, writing up a personal statement, etc., then do let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know what videos you'd like to see from me in particular at the University of Manchester. I will be aiming to upload between 1 to 2 times a week. So my current plan, from around October, is maybe like a careers video midweek and a vlog at the University of Manchester on Sunday. Hopefully I will be able to stick to that, but of course it's up to you guys, so do let me know in the comments. I've been Mahel, talking to you about why I chose the University of Manchester, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.